Hey guys, I saw this quote that kind of really kind of crystallized why my bookkeeping business did so well when I first got started. And the quote was by John F. Kennedy, and it basically said, "Victory has 1,000 fathers, but defeat is an orphan." I was like, what? That did not make any sense to me the first time I read it. Victory has 1,000 fathers, but defeat is an orphan. And when I thought about that, I was thinking about pieces of advice. So, most people that are successful, it's very rare that you're going to be like a self-made multimillionaire, billionaire, whatever, right? There's always people that you can take advice from, especially in the realm of business. A lot of people, they recreate the wheel, and they either take like 5x the time or 5 extra years to be successful, or they end up having to give up because they just don't have the necessary skill set to be successful, especially in the online space. Contrary to popular belief, starting a business online is easier than in person, but it's trickier than in person. So what I mean by that is, like, in person, if you go to 100 different networking events, you could end up with like 10 clients, no problem. It's just no one wants to do 100 networking events. Number one, you have to go find 100 different networking events. Number two, you actually have to go drive there, and some of these networking events can be like 30 minutes away. The meeting itself is like an hour and a half. You need to drive 30 minutes back. You need to keep meeting with the same people, many of which won't even want to talk to you or do your service. It's just stupid, in my humble opinion. But it works, right? If that's all you have, I would do them. But versus the internet, it's like very easy. It's like if you learn how to go and build the right conversations with the right people, they can either send leads to you, or they can just end up working with you directly, right? But it's just tricky, right? Because like, what social media platform do you use? First and foremost, how do you use each platform? Like, do you use Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram? And then within that, do you do Facebook groups? Do you do LinkedIn groups? Do you make content? Like, what do you do? And the only reason why I'm still here, we're getting close to 11 years later, technically about 10 and a half years later since I started my bookkeeping business. The only thing is that I just invested a lot more in like education and like learning what to do. So like, it's very rare that in my business I have like something that I completely came up with on my own. It was generally like a hybrid of either stuff that I tried, courses I paid for, paid coaches that would give me different scripts, or would coach me on how to make my script work better, or would audit my social media profiles. Like, I'm so grateful that I was humble enough to pay for coaching. There's a lot of people where it's like, there's a lot of people where it's like, they're like, I want to do it myself, or I want to go through all the struggles myself. I'm like, what? Why would you do that? Like, the goal of business is not to go through struggles so that you can like say that you overcame this like mountain. The goal of business is so you can live a better life. So it's like, if you can live a better life and learn from the mountains and the struggles of other people, you don't have to repeat it, right? That's why it's like, as soon as I started investing in coaching, I made it to 6 figures very quickly. It took me about, I think it took me about, after I started hiring coaches, it took me about like 7 to 8 months to hit 14K a month in sales for like bookkeeping and CFO services. Now, for some of you guys, like 14 grand a month, like, yeah, that was back in 2016, like September 2016. That was a long time ago, right? But it's just one of those things. You got to start somewhere. And I don't know, it's just one of those things. It's like, I'm just so grateful that, I kept investing. And like, some people, like, it can be a lot of money. Like, in the first year, I spent like $36,000 on courses. And then I think to date I've spent probably like $200K on like courses and masterminds and vacation retreats and stuff to learn this stuff, right? And it's like every single dollar I ever spent, it's like paid off. Even if it didn't like pay off immediately, like there were courses I did that in the first like year of me doing the course, I got like nothing out of it on paper. But then those are some of the courses where it's just like I make so much money from now. It's like, oh yeah, I remember what that guy was talking about, or oh yeah, it makes so much sense, or oh, what that guy was saying just didn't apply to the level that I was at in my business, right? It's just too advanced for where I was, or it was the right information, it just was not conveyed to me in a way that I could understand in that moment in time, right? So it's like there's just so many different like things that can kind of happen, but at the end of the day, it's all about like how many different like areas can you aggregate advice from in order to make the money. Some people say like, well, Bryce, why can't I just go get like a mentor for free? And it's like, you can go find a free mentor like in your local area, I guess, but it's like usually when it comes to like mentors, it's almost never someone that has like done the same business that you've done. It's always like some like family friend who like has, let's say like you do like accounting, like they have like a retail shop. Or I had one in my local area, she owned like a laser business, and like some of the information that she gave was pertinent, right? Because there's carryover across businesses, but in a lot of cases the information was so tailored to her industry that didn't really work for us. Like she was talking about like, make a brochure. We made a brochure. I put some out on like the local Chamber of Commerce, and every single year I kind of go back to just kind of see how many were taken. I swear probably only one has been taken the last like 12 years, and that was probably one that I actually handed out at one of the meetings I did at the Chamber of Commerce, to be honest with you. It just didn't work, didn't carry over for our industry, right? So it's like you get good information, but it's like the carryover just isn't there. When they pick up the screw, sometimes in the neighborhood there's these screws and like nails on the ground. Ugh. And man, why is there so many nails? It's like 3 in a row. It's like 3 nails in a row. What is this? I'm trying to be a good Samaritan. Not necessarily because I want like, everyone to be safe or whatever, but it's more because I don't want my car to get a nail in the wheel. I don't need new tires as of now. So, maybe if I needed new tires, you'll run over a couple of nails. But yeah. Another thing that happens too is like sometimes like when you have like mentors in the local area, you're not really able to get advice when you need it. It's like you see them like here or there, like one time every other month, or you'll text them, they just won't respond because they're like busy. Right? They have their own stuff going on, so they just won't respond, or it's just not. It's not. They don't have a vested interest necessarily in you succeeding. It's more like they're kind of like giving back, or they like you as a person, but they just, especially if they're still in the game, they just don't have the time to kind of commit to you. So it's like it just ends up just not really doing anything. Or it's like, they could start off, they have great intentions the first like 2 or 3 weeks, they're meeting with you, but then they have to go on vacation, and then they're selling their business, or something just weird happens, you like lose contact. It's like you might as well pay someone to do like coaching for you, because then they have like kind of an obligation to actually be there and actually coach you, make sure you're successful. That's the key thing, right? It's that glue that makes them stick to you, right? And I mean that's the biggest difference, man. Like I try to get so many mentors in my local area for free, and like they just disappear. And then that's really what it is. So it's like you gotta figure out like what's the best way to get as much business advice that's tailored for your situation and the support that you need in the moment when you need it. Because a lot of the stuff that we do is like very time sensitive, right? You might need someone to review your contract right then and there. You might need someone to review your pricing proposal right then and there. You can't wait for 60 days to 3 months for your mentor to get back to you. You need something fast. But that's what that quote kind of means to me. It's like, you can either try and do everything on your own and end up, dying, unsuccessful journey, right? in your business. I'm not talking about you as a person, but like your business dying. Which, I mean, if your business dies and a lot of your dreams are attached to your business, I mean, kind of do die to a certain degree. Like, I kind of view business as like this extension of my life that allows me to kind of like live in my dream. And my dream, like, being completely honest with you, like, my dream is not to like have a bunch of Ferraris or super yachts or stuff like that. I'm more like having the time freedom of like, I like having more like time freedom, right? And like, you have like family and stuff, but from not having to be anywhere at any given time, right? Now that doesn't mean like you don't have like scheduled events for your personal stuff, or maybe you have to take your kids to school, but it's like the demands on your time are gone, so you can focus on, you know, the demands of the lives of other people. So let's say like your kid has like basketball after school, right? And you either have to go drive them, or if it's like an AAU or travel team, you need to go travel with them. But, you know, if you're always constantly having to go do your job, your work, or they're holding you late, you don't really have that freedom. But if you get rid of that, you can spend as much time with your kid as you want. You can go to all their baseball games. You can probably even coach their team if you want, because you have so much time, you know? And that's kind of what it means to me. Like, I like to travel too. Like, I'm thinking about going to Mexico. I want to do a couple things back, you know, here back home before I go to Mexico again next month. But you know, that's neither here nor there. Neither here nor there. The one thing for me is like, when I do travel, I'm slightly less productive. So in some cases, not all the time, but also have a couple personal goals. Like, I'm trying to lose a certain amount of weight, and if I go to Mexico for either too long or too soon, it's going to kind of cancel out some of the progress I made in the gym. So I kind of want to get down another probably 5 to 10 pounds before the end of the month, and then like really kind of go there, because in Mexico they have really good food. And if you go to certain like vacation places, they have these like amazing buffets, and like you can eat a little bit more food because it's generally like healthier and like more natural ingredients down there. But you know, still don't want to have to like maintain the same weight. I want to like keep losing some weight. I'm trying to lose I really want to kind of give myself like between 90 to about 100 or 180 days to probably try and lose like a pound to 2 pounds a week. Really, if I could lose like 2 pounds a week for like the next like 90 days, that would be amazing. What is that? That's 3 months. That's 12 times 2. That's 24 pounds. If you can, and like, you're not gonna always lose like 2 pounds every single week. Like, some weeks you might retain water and lose like 0, and the next week you lose like 3 or whatever. So it should like average out. But if I could do that, that my friends, would be great. Because then like, yeah, I would like, if I could lose like maybe like 50 pounds by like probably like spring of next year, oh, that would be amazing. That'd be amazing. I don't know if I necessarily would want to. Depends how I'm like looking when I'm at that size. But you know, who knows? Who knows? Awesome, guys. Like, hopefully you learned something new, and hopefully it kind of gives you a little bit more perspective. You know, I want for you to be successful. Grateful for your attention, grateful for your time. I really appreciate you being a part of our channel. And if you're not already, please subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can start seeing more videos. Like, this is one style of video. We generally do a lot more like tutorials for you, like help grow your bookkeeping and accounting business, because I want for you to be successful. You know, that's why I make all these videos. We have 1,500 videos on this channel. I'm going to keep making more and more and more. Hopefully by the end of the year we'll have 2,000 videos on the channel. Now, if 2,000 videos sounds like a lot, we do have like different groups, like a school group that basically compiles the videos in a more organized fashion, so you can actually like learn a little bit more out of it rather than feeling you have to watch all 2,000 videos. Okay? Either way, I really appreciate you. Have a good rest of your day. Take it easy.